Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market trades for April the 20th, 2010. Our first position for tonight is going to be in the Australia US dollar in the Forex market. Our position tonight is going to be largely based around this crossover right here. If you'll notice on the screen here, I have the triple EMA crossover up, but the interesting thing about the triple EMA crossover and the predicted moving averages on the screen is that these can only be found on the Vantage Point software. So what I'm using here as an indicator is the predicted 3-day crossing over the predicted 8-day moving average from Vantage Point. Now this is acting as a trigger and a sell signal in this particular case. We can see that this light colored blue line crossing over this slightly darker colored blue line is the trigger. We look down here. Now we also have another patented indicator that can only be found on the Vantage Point software, which is the predicted TSI, the true strength indicator. So right now we have a crossover to the downside in heavily overbought territory. We can see that it appears that a top is being made around this 94 area. Yet again, it is unable to break through that area. So what we're going to be doing here, the triple EMA crossover is still, to be clear, the market is above the 18-day predicted moving average at 92.40. However, barely. It's closed at 92.39. It's trading currently a little bit higher. Right now we're going to be looking using the predicted highs and predicted lows for tomorrow as our entry point. Now looking at the Australia US dollar, we've got 92.60, 92.73 and 92.40. So for tomorrow we're going to be using this 92.73 area to get into short positions. Now looking at the daily report from Vantage Point, once we get our entry point, we're then looking for an exit point. So in this particular case, we're going to be use the predicted low of the day from Vantage Point to get that exit point. Now looking at the predicted high and predicted low for tomorrow, we have 92.56. I think it's going to move a little higher than that, and then a low of 91.92. So we're going to be again looking for that move towards the 8-day predicted moving average in that 92.73 area to set our short positions, and then looking for that move towards 91.92. Again, in this particular case, we can see our highest point here in the 90, just under the 94 area, is where we want to make sure our stops are above that area and not get caught up in that intraday volatility. Now our next position for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at the gold contracts. We're going to be doing almost the exact same trade here. So a little bit of caution recommended if you're trading commodities and the Australian dollar. There's a very high correlation here. Now again, we're going to be using this 3-day crossing over the 8-day predicted moving average. I don't have any simple moving averages on the screen, and I don't have any exponential moving averages on the screen. Strictly the predicted moving averages. So this crossover right here on gold tells me that we're going to get ready for a bigger move lower. We've closed at 1135.20. Our 18-day predicted moving average is 1136.70. That is a little bit of a concern for me. However, we're going to be looking, I think, based on this true strength indicator from Vantage Point, we've again crossed the trigger in overbought territory, signaling that we have plenty of room to extend. Now, with that said, let's go in, have a look at the daily report from Vantage Point on the predicted high and the predicted low for gold, and we're going to look at not only for our entry point but also for our exit point. Now looking at the gold contracts, we can see we have a close of 1135.20, predicted high 1142.60, 1128.40 is the low. So 1142.60 is going to be is what we're looking at an entry point. When it moves up to that area, we're going to use that to set our short positions. Now in this particular case with the gold contracts, we want to look at specifically where should our stops be. In this particular case, my view is our stop should be above that 1170 area, and we should prepare for a move lower, providing the equity markets cooperate. So again, we'll be looking for almost a 18 to $20 move on gold to the downside. Any move higher, we're going to use that to set our short positions. Now our third positions, we're going to go into the equity markets, specifically the E-mini S&P 500. We can see that we've got the 18-day predicted moving average being tested here. However, it is not given way. We've got a good strong close again at 1195.50. Using the Vantage Point software, I've been putting out these buy trades essentially for months and months now. I've stated in the last few weeks that we were going to take out that 1200 barrier. I first said we were going to take out the 1157 area. We did that. Then I suggested the 1200 mark would go down based on the analysis using the Vantage Point software. that also took place. So again, we want to stick with our buy positions and ignore the market noise. The only thing that I find a bit of a concern here is this predicted TSI from Vantage Point. It's crossed over the trigger to the downside and it's heavily overbought. This is a bit of a concern, but again, I think the correction should hold. So let's go into the daily report. Let's pick up where we can get in on our buy positions. Right now, 1182.17, the 18-day predicted moving average right here. That is our key area of pivot support. Now that's likely to come under a little bit more pressure, but we're going to use that to get into buy positions. So again, we've closed at 1195.50. For tomorrow, we're going to be looking at buy positions in the 1183.98 area. And then again, we're going to be looking for an extension above that 1200 mark. Neural index is pointed down, but again, the primary trend is up. So we're going to get that minor correction, and we're going to use that to get into our buy positions. So those are the market positions for April the 20th, 2010. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.